As we are nearing the end of the session today, I would now like to invite Sadguru Cyriaque. Originally from France, he was a successful fashion model and used to travel the world modeling for internationally recognized brands such as Giorgio Armani and others. He was introduced to spirituality by his wife when he realized that only spiritual practice could give everlasting happiness. And they decided to move to SSRF Research Center Ashram in India and dedicated themselves to spiritual practice. By doing spiritual practice with complete dedication, he made rapid spiritual progress and reached sainthood in 2013. In 2018, he reached the spiritual level of Sadguru. He has been traveling worldwide, conducting spiritual lectures and overseeing all of SSRF's activities. Many seekers have received invaluable guidance and support from him in their spiritual journey. Please welcome Sadguru Cyriaque.
Namaskar to everyone, and I would like to express gratitude to the organizer. My name is Cyriaque. I'm originally from France, speaking to you from Germany Ashram. I'm a trustee of the Spiritual Science Research Foundation, known as SSRF, and it is an international non-profit organization, and that is based on all the knowledge and principle from India. And we have a website with more than 800 articles about spiritual practice, spirituality, about spiritual healing. And one of our core principles, that is diversity, is that there are as many paths to God as there are people on earth. And for that, SSRF offers a free platform so that it can be inclusion, people from all over the world, from all religion, all path, can get practical guidance of how to grow as an individual. SSRF has more than 65 million viewers from all over the world. And I started my journey and I traveled to India for the first time in 1999, where I met my guru. And when I met him the first time, I have a deep and powerful spiritual experience is when I bowed to him and touched his feet. My body started shaking and I started sobbing. But when he touched my back, at that time, I experienced so much light that I became blind. I could not think for many minutes. But that gave me a very deep imprint in me that I realized how I have to do my whole life spiritual practice and how spirituality is important. And I moved to India along with my wife and my daughter, who was 4 years old, in 2009. And I lived there for 10 years in an ashram where I learned about spirituality and spiritual practice. And in the ashram, I learned the path of spiritual practice is called Guru Krupa, that is called Guru's Grace, as per that is founded by my guru. And the path incorporate the Ashtanga sadhana, that is 8 steps of spiritual practice. And some of you may know it is chanting, that is seva, satsanga, that is overcoming defect of personality, how to reduce aham, to reduce ego, to develop spiritual emotion, how to develop sacrifice and priti, that is unconditional love. But what we emphasize is given to change oneself, and mainly how to overcome defect of personality and ego, and that is universal. Because in sadhana, in spiritual practice, we want to achieve manolai, buddhilai, that is dissolution of mind and intellect. And that is the only way by why we have so many problems today. Why there is no inclusion or mutual respect is because everybody is in ego, or everybody is towards themselves, self-centeredness, selfishness. And by working on overcoming defect within oneself, then only it is the only solution that we can develop unity, mutual respect, because we have thousands of seekers who practice those steps of overcoming defect of personality, and it is a process. But automatically, when our incorrect behavior reduce or our ego reduce, then there is closeness, there is mutual respect, inclusion, acceptance. And that is the only solution, spiritual practice. And to change ourselves, we can't change anything. We can't change others. We can't change the world around us, but we can change ourselves. And only when people start changing themselves for the better, then only this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is possible to experience this oneness, this unity. And for me, it was a blessing to live in India, to live in an ashram for 10 years. And one day my guru called me and told me, Cyriaque, it is over for you in India. It is time to go back to Europe, to spread spirituality, to travel, and I have to be able to help people what I learned about the principle of spirituality. So in 2019, I went back to Europe and we started to travel in a caravan. I will show you a couple of photos. We travel and I live in a caravan for 2 to 3 years. We travel across Europe, even during the Corona time, and we did more than 60,000 kilometers. And this was a very beautiful experience, because when you meet people from so many diverse backgrounds, that diversity, you realize that actually the world is one. We are all the same. Everyone has the same problem. Everyone is looking for solutions and ultimately looking for happiness. And during this tour, what I learned in the ashram, the knowledge, all the articles that we have published on the website came alive in front of me. It was like a visual display where I could see people looking for solution and not knowing the actually different spiritual root cause or how to change oneself, how to overcome the problem. And presently, we also have sense of SSRF, Her Holiness Bhavna Shinde, His Holiness Dan Glesix, who travel across Europe, USA, Canada, South America continuously, from city to city, to meet curious one-on-one and tell them about the importance of spiritual practice. We also have an active platform on our website where we conduct many lectures and live streams, and we have online satsang. We have more than 10 online satsang per day to be able to people and curious to come and learn. And we have this lab chat facility where we answer questions 7 by 7, because that is our principle, that everyone should be able to know about spirituality, get an answer, how and why, and how to put into practice. Because everyone should be able to get uplifted, to grow spiritually as an individual. And what I found when I travel across Europe is people need a place where they can find themselves to experience spirituality, because not everybody can travel to India or stay in India. And in 2021, we acquired an estate, and now we are presently establishing an ashram in Germany. And the aim of establishing the ashram in Germany is to bring this inclusion, to bring people from all around the world, because this is the only way we can learn to live in harmony, to live together. This is the only place. When we stay at home, we just become an individual, we become secluded, we become more self-centered. And only to be able to live in an ashram, we can learn mutual respect, thinking about others. And this is a place where we can work on ourselves. In the ashram, time is given to work on oneself, to change for the better. And this is only possible that only when individual start to understand that only by changing oneself, everything will become a better place. But the importance is to spread spirituality, to tell others about the importance of spirituality. Spirituality is practical. It is to be put into practice. And just making an ashram is just not renovating a building, but for a person to change from inside, to grow spiritually, and to become a better person. And that only those words can become true. This inclusion, this mutual respect can happen. And I would like just to conclude that everything is possible and all can happen only due to Guru's grace, Guru's blessing. And I express my gratitude unto my Guru, and I encourage you to visit SSRF website and do spiritual practice, experience inner change, and experience bliss. Namaskar to everyone.
Sadguru Cyriaque, you're truly an inspiration to all of us, highlighting on the importance of changing self to bring about a change in the world. Thank you so much, Sadguru.